Hello, hello, hello. It is 20 to 11 on the 20th of July, 2025. That's a lot of 20s. But today's video is going to be about a couple of top men that I have recently met, or that I've just met in the past year. And I want to talk about three of them. I already know a lot of top men and a lot of top women, but I'm not going to be talking about them in this video like they know who they are. The first guy I want to talk about is our band manager, Dave, and I've met him once. I've only met him once, but he is a top man, and he was a really nice guy. And this guy, he's like a saint. He's off his own back when it didn't benefit him, when he didn't profit off it at all. You know, he's like 60 or something. He has invested his own money into like travel, flights. He paid for our like photo studio today, like which was upwards of £100 by the way. Paid for like our practice rooms. Paid for flights to like different countries to go talk to people about like potential gigs and opportunities for the band. And you know, in the nicest way, you know, we've not even like made a ripple in the water yet, really. And this guy believes in us so much to do that, and there's no contract involved. There's no anything involved. It's just his goodwill because he believes in us. And I mean, to me, that's incredible. Like, it sounds like there's a hole in the story or like something I'm like not telling you, like some hidden clause, but there isn't. He's just literally like doing it because he believes in us and he's a nice person, like generous. Without this man, there wouldn't be a Mayfire, there wouldn't be a band, because he, little do people know, he saved Bailey from giving up indirectly, whether he meant to or not. But Bailey was very close to giving up, and this kind of like ignited a new fire within him. Yeah, Bailey's words, by the way, about the giving up thing, that's not something I've just pulled out of thin air. But yeah, really, really nice guy. And, you know, if we never say never, if we strike it big, a lot of bands, they like have the habit of like signing on to like a bigger, like a already established label and like a new manager and stuff. I will fight everyone to not do that. I would not abandon the manager who got us here in the first place. Like, no way. But, you know, I think my bandmates would be with me on that. Like, we're not doing that at all. And I can't thank Dave enough for everything he's done. Top man. Top man number 2 is this guy we met today. I think he was called Matt. And he's a photographer. And so today we did a band photo shoot, which was really exciting. Like, I absolutely loved it. And everyone else did too. Like, and we didn't think it was going to go that well for some reason, but it went so well despite the odds. Like, the circumstances weren't very good, basically. Without saying too much, we had like a photographer, and for whatever reasons, like, he didn't show, or like couldn't show up on time, and so we were like kind of a bit fucked. Like, Dave, the guy I mentioned just before, he paid upwards of 100 for this, for 2 hours, and there was 2 studios, and we fucking gone to the wrong one. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah, gone to the wrong one, and it was booked for 12:30. And by the time we'd like got our shit together, it was already like about 1 or like 10 to 1. Anyway, this guy, not only had our photographer not shown up, but this guy, Matt, he let us push it back for half an hour, like not start the clock. So not only were we half an hour late, he like overlooked that. But when it was clear like our photographer hadn't shown, he was like, okay, let's just get started. There's no point in like wasting time and, you know. But get this, we hadn't paid for a photographer. We were going to do it for free off someone we like knew. But this guy, without payment or without anything, discussing anything, like was just like, yeah, let's go. Started like, do you know what I mean? It just took them for free. And like, for those of you that don't know, like, photography, professional photography in a studio, it's like 300-400 quid for like 2 hours, I think, from what I've gathered. Yeah, and this man was doing it for free, like, and not just like half-arsing it, like, you've had your 5 now, fuck off, now it's your turn. No, he wasn't like that. He was like proper, like, yeah, try do this, like, try move around a bit, like, maybe like come a bit, like, it's like proper, like, go in for it. And man, the shots were amazing. Like, I was blown away by them. Like, everyone else was happy with them. And it like succeeded my expectations, but yeah, he did it for like an hour and a half, from like 1 till like 2:30 for free, and he didn't even want anything. And, you know, me and David basically scraped all the cash we had. Like, we have to pay this guy something. I know it's like nickels compared to what he'd usually charge, but like, we managed to like cobble together like 65 quid between us, and then like that was from the whole band. But it is like, it wasn't pennies, but like it was nowhere near the actual value of what he'd done for us on short notice, and he'd done it off a favour, you know. And so we like gave him that as a gesture of like, thank you, like fucking thank you for what you've done here. And he was like, oh, like, but he took it, but like he wasn't like bothered. He would have done it for free. He would have done it for free. And he that's the first time we met him. And he did that out of the kindness of his own heart. And like, I'm in disbelief. Like, what a good Samaritan, what a top man. Like, we owe him a lot, which is why we're going to plan to go back to him, and go back to him for like gig photos and stuff, because you don't forget people like that, and you keep people close. People like that demonstrate such goodwill on a first interaction. That's very rare, you know. Top man. Absolute top man. And the third guy, so this is different, this isn't involving the band anymore. So, as some of you may or may not know, I'm on my path to becoming an electrician, and I did, basically, beginning of May, I did a rewire, like a 5-day rewire. I think I've spoken about this a little bit before, but I did a 5-day rewire with this guy. This guy basically was not a top man, the guy I did the rewire with. But before that, there was another guy called Tom. He like took me round and like let me shadow him and stuff, and like bought me lunch and like a fucking steak for dinner, and had a pint with me. And he was so sound. He was like my age. We like really got on and stuff. And again, he just did that because he's a top man and he's like kind, you know. Anyway, this other guy I did a rewire with for 5 days, he said, oh, I'll pay you 200 quid. And I did about 45 hours. And, you know, obviously that's not a great deal in normal circumstances. But, you know, I was learning and I was grateful for the opportunity. So I agreed to that. Anyway, blood, sweat and tears for 40 hours, like proper like power drill, like you know what I mean. And man decides to ghost me. And all these empty promises of, oh, I'll get you in with the site manager or the chief builder next time and he'll pay you, and I've got 3 more rewires coming up. Yeah. Where are they, Tom? Where have they gone? Anyway, yeah, man becomes Casper and he just disappears. Never to be seen again. Anyway, they're both called Tom, by the way, these electricians, but the first one, the top man, he like called me up and said, Wagwan, like what's going on? And I told him, and he was like, mate, I would be fuming if that happened to me. I was like, well, I am, but like I've chased him like 4 times on text, and like there's really not too much I can do. Anyway, man's like, right, give me his name, give me his business, give me his email, give me his address. Like, I'll send him an email and maybe it'll hold more weight if I do it because I'm in the industry, you know, but you can't be having that. And I was like, I hadn't seen this guy in like 2-3 months, and I was like, again, I was like blown away. Like, I was like, bro, you've been like working so hard, you don't need to do that. But he's like, yeah, let's do it, come on. All these top men, and it's inspired me to, I already try, but like it's really inspired me to like better myself and show more kindness. I mean, this is what the world needs. You need more people to take a chance on other people and show a bit of kindness, especially when there's a quote and it's like, the measure of a good man is what he does for others when the others aren't in a position to do anything for him. I've paraphrased that, but that's basically what it is. And it's so true. But yeah, so many top men, and it's been a privilege. And they're all people I plan to keep close and obviously return the favour to. But yeah, be kind. And it'll come back to you. Thank you for watching.